2 weeks ago, we produced a Charles Dickens-like drama titled The Unlikely Wise Man. To air this story before Christmas on radio stations around the world was at the very least unlikely, and more likely, impossible. And the same can be said about this past year. Certainly, it would be unlikely that this would be the best year in our ministry's history, but by no small miracle, it was. So what made 2020 the best year in Lamplighter's history? Well, let me share how it all began. In March, after learning that all 80 of our conferences and speaking engagements were canceled, we were faced with a 60% loss of our revenue. But God, who loves to rescue His children in some of the most unlikely ways, redirected our paths as we found better ways to serve our online community and families. As we knew that we weren't the only ones facing new challenges this year, we made the pivotal decision to move our seminars online. This led to the creation of our new Fasten Like Nails online seminars and podcasts, which brought biblical theological teaching on parenting, marriage, and character development directly into homes, and created the Resolution Reading Program to provide a creative learning opportunity for all ages. Next was our long-awaited recording of The Hidden Hand. Originally scheduled for a March recording, we were now heading into summer without any sign of relief from travel restrictions and government mandates. We were faced with an insurmountable roadblock, but thanks be to our awesome God, though we were detained, we were not defeated. And I repeat, God opened every door for all of our actors to fly out for a 10-day recording, keeping everyone healthy and safe. God allowed us to create a story that will teach children of all ages what we found to be true, that we have a sovereign God who works all things together for good to those who love Him. In the midst of all these shutdowns, mandatory restrictions, and media hysteria, we now had to decide if we were going to move forward with the Lamplighter Guild. Inspired by Daniel, who prayed openly before his enemies, we publicly announced that we were going to host the Guild and incorporate as many voluntary safety standards as possible. We experienced a record number of students of all ages, and along with the expertise and mentoring of our master teachers, we enjoyed many talented guest speakers, including Eric Ludy, Johnny Erickson Tata, the Burma Rangers, Pete Hegseth from Fox News, and John Campbell. They brought the Guild to a heavenly level, leaving a packed auditorium each night in grateful tears. It was as though God had placed us in a protective bubble in order to experience His lavish love and grace. At the same time, we launched our annual internship program. God gave us the privilege of mentoring 6 young adults who became an integral part of the ministry as they spread their wings of faith. As they learned that God says what He means and means what He says, our students grew in their understanding that he who is faithful in that which is least will be faithful in much. As the blessings of 2020 continued, God brought Dr. Beth Ashburn on staff to help us with the crafting of the Lamplighter curriculum for grades K through 12. We have been waiting for this for a long time. Because of her expertise, this one-of-a-kind curriculum will be innovative, flexible, creative, and exciting. A few weeks later, God brought the McMillan family to us from Colorado to direct our marketing team and start what Kevin McMillan calls Spirit-led marketing. The changes and growth of 2020 astounds me. It has been a year of unprecedented, unexpected, and unexplainable blessing. For me, the grandest of all has been the beginning of our collegiate program, the Masters Guild for the Arts, Leadership, and Biblical Theology. With 18 credit hours of courses including constitutional law, the beginning of wisdom from Proverbs, the book of Judges, art history, script writing, culinary, biblical leadership, and business leadership, our students experienced a thought-provoking, skill-building, Bible-centered, and life-changing semester. Even as I share these reflections of this past year, I am in awe of our faithful and good God. He allowed our bindery and printing branch not only to publish 12 new books, but to expand with a new laminator, which helps us now to publish our own illustrated books just in time for our newest Trusty book, Trusty Takes on the Giant. And speaking of giants, the beautiful Victorian house next door was purchased by several of our supporters to help with student housing and our much-needed library. In 2 weeks, $200,000 was raised just one day before the deadline. What an amazing God we serve. In this upcoming year, we will focus our energies on the weapons of our warfare. We will continue to march forward, not with protest or a fearful shrinking back, but with faith, believing that the weapons are not of this world, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Jesus Christ, bringing into captivity every thought unto the obedience of Christ. We're in a battle of epic proportions, a battle for the souls of our children. In the words of the Apostle Paul, God has opened a door, a great and effective door for service, and there are many adversaries. But we are emboldened to be watchful, to stand firm in the faith, to act like men and women of God, to be strong and let everything we do be done in love. Thank you for your unending prayers and support of Lamplighter Ministries. These blessings would not be possible without partners like you. Our prayer is that we will finish this year financially strong and faithful to our Lord, so that we can provide the needs of our growing student body and the needs of the ministry as we make ready a people prepared for the Lord. May God richly bless you and your family as we enter this new year, 1 year closer to the likely return of our Lord Jesus. God bless.